But I don't want the new instructor at the front. Years of schooling won't for this, right? How can the new guy manage? The instructor is just a stubborn brat from a privileged family transferred here a few months ago. Look at him. He couldn't look less like a soldier. He's definitely not here to be a soldier. Xiaoming Cheng's mom pulled some serious strings to get him this gig. He planned on sticking around for just a few months, but the well-meaning platoon leader saw potential in him and postponed his leave. However, by the next day, the situation had changed. The instructor showed her true colors, sleeping until 9 a.m. and demanding the rookies wait on her hand and foot. You can't hide who you are, especially in the military. During afternoon training, he was drenched in sweat and totally exhausted, tossing all his gear at the short rookie. While everyone else was munching away, he looked like he was eating medicine with a syrup. Not happy, he shoved his bun to the rookie next to him, who passed it right back to the platoon leader. Jing had it out for this instructor already. Seeing the tension between the two, the platoon leader just quietly started munching on his bun. It looked like he was favoring the instructor, but really, he was shielding Jing. As it turns out, the platoon leader and Jing go way back. He knows how Jing loves to complain. His love for criticizing the military's issues has earned him a few enemies in high places. Jing didn't want to stir up any more trouble, particularly since this official's offspring would only make matters even more complicated and intricate. But his disdain for the instructor wasn't just personal. He genuinely worried about the platoon leader. The platoon leader should have gone home to see his mother and wife ages ago, but thanks to this instructor, he couldn't. If you don't care for him, you might as well kiss goodbye to keeping him around. Jing was absolutely correct. The instructor was completely absent-minded, his head in the clouds, simply waiting around doing nothing. Everyone said that the new instructor was merely here to enhance the appearance of his regime. Even the platoon leader couldn't hold back, asking, "Is it true you were just here to get transferred?" Faced with this questioning, the instructor put on an air of superiority. Eventually, under Jing's persuasion, the platoon leader opted to take his leave. To make his buddy happy, he swapped his shoes for the platoon leader's. It's always said a new officer brings 3 fires, but over here, the instructor looked more like a storm cloud. He got a letter from Mom saying they were heading south for combat. His mother was pulling all her strings to secure his transfer out of the military. Panic and dread washed over his face in an instant. He never imagined he would actually find himself in a battlefield. Upon witnessing the platoon leader's smile, for some reason, it seemed doubly sinister, making him feel an increasingly odd blend of annoyance and urgency. The platoon leader glanced around, and sure enough, deployment orders were coming down fast. But the instructor made a run for it, as if he had been prepared all along. This dramatically affected the morale of the entire unit, and the platoon leader finally blew his top. He shouted angrily at the instructor, "Get out of here," but inside, he felt an inexpressible sense of loss and sadness. You train a soldier for 1,000 days, but send them into battle for just one moment. China belongs to all of us. Seeing Zhao Mingchen move, he urged him to take his military duties seriously. "You're wearing a uniform, you know this, right? If you fail to step up, are you truly even a person?" With the platoon leader's heartfelt persuasion, Zhao Mingchen reluctantly boarded the train south. His emotions were all over the place, while the nearby soldiers were full of laughter. He sat alone in the corner, smoking quietly, appearing particularly lonely. The troops arrived at the southern border, where enemy artillery was already raining down. Forts loomed on the distant hillside, their cannons aimed right at them. War was imminent, and the command center was diligently fine-tuning their strategic plans. A special call came through to the command center, and Commander Lay's expression shifted dramatically. On the other end of the line was an elderly woman pleading to get her son back. Her son was none other than Zhao Mingsheng, the instructor from the 9th Unit. Commander Lay was overcome with fury and, in a fit of anger, hung up the phone, leaving an eerie silence behind. That night, he delivered a unique and special combat briefing to the troops throughout the city, earnestly urging them all to remember to subscribe.